Welcome back, everyone. Today it is time to finally bring back Clifford in all his glory. Clifford is our big red D series. This is really Clifford 2.0. The first one was from like a whole another season past. It was a big dually D series. This one is not a dually, but it is a D35. I'm not sure how I feel about the tan. I do like the tan, but you know, Clifford's supposed to be a red truck, right? So we might change this paint up to be a red on red, something like that. But we do still have the Highboy lift suspension kit from a live stream we did a while ago, but we're gonna go ahead and put some big tires on it, get this thing mud ready, upgrade the engine, probably go all out on this diesel, and then take it back to West Coast, go do some mud drags, conquer that mud bounty hole, that really deep part. We might even actually make a crawler as well. I have another D series. This was going to be, I guess, Clifford's backup. We're going to pull it out real quick. Depending on our budget, we might turn this D35 into a crawler as well. This is actually probably closer to what Clifford was originally, but after doing some work on, or I guess some scouting on these trucks, I ended up going with that older version there. I guess they're pretty similar, but anyways, let's get this underway. Let's get some big tires on that, upgrade the engine, and we'll see how much budget we have left before we work on this other red D series. All right, that took a lot longer than expected, but we got the tires on. That was the easy part. We upgraded the engine. That was also easy, but tuning this engine has been an absolute nightmare. I spent a lot of time working on the idle and I guess the camshaft. I swapped between multiple camshafts, tried to do a custom camshaft. It's going to be what it is. We're going to drive it to West Coast, or rather limp it. I think this final adjustment might help it, raising the idle a little bit. It kept stalling out on idle. It makes a good amount of power, probably more than needed. But we're up to 3,300 horsepower on 55 pounds of boost. The big old diesel, actually stock size, I can't remember the size, but it is a billet block. Went all out, probably spent 60 or 70 grand on this engine. We can open up this hood. There it is in there. I've not actually really seen it, to be honest. Has some nice red paint. I think the whole block is red. Big turbos on top, hood exit. It sounds good. It probably could sound better with some more tuning, but all in all, I'm pretty happy with it. I hope this is enough to get through the mud drags. It has to be, right? I haven't spent any time on that other red D series. I'm not sure if we're gonna turn that into a crawler this episode. But let's go ahead and drive over to West Coast. Let me get this thing started so you can hear it. There we go. She's idling a bit better. Believe it or not, this is way better than it was before. But let's go ahead and head over to the West Coast on its maiden voyage here. We did switch out the transmission for a drag transmission, so I'm not sure how the gearing is going to work out for all this. Remember, the purpose of this, we're just going to beat the mud drags. That's the whole goal. Obviously, we'll keep the truck. We spent a lot of money on it, but yeah, definitely going to probably keep the truck. Turning radius, that was all she had right there. Nothing too much. I got to remember, too, I did put a nitrous bottle or nitrous system in here. In fact, let me pull over. Give you a quick look. We went with the old triple body, or not triple, the triple bottle setup. So we got 3 bottles there, running about 300 shot. Should last us plenty. It's more of a if needed case. We're gonna focus on the engine for most of the way. The transmission is pretty tight for all the power. As you can see, it wants to die out as we stop. And yeah, driving our giant mud truck through Italy. Let me go and lock the rear diffs. So with all this power, I'd like it to be consistent, predictable. We've got a little bit of an accident here. The brakes are not the greatest, as we're finding out. You know, it might be best just to keep it in neutral. But, oh, come on. Don't die on me. Alright, we're gonna try to pass here. Okay, we got a car coming. We'll just go off the dirt, it's fine. Oh boy. That was a lot of just pure assumption. But yeah, that's Clifford. He's back. ready to take on the mud challenges. We're gonna head on over there, and I'm trying to decide if we should bring a rock crawler or not. I kind of want to just take the mud drags on. We'll drive over there, and we'll catch up when we get there. Alright, pulling onto the highway, of course we're going to have to do a little bit of a pull here. I do see a cop up there, so maybe we'll actually give him some space. One thing I have not tested is, can it do a burnout? I would imagine so, but let's just double check here. Oh, easy. I'm like quarter throttle. Okay, lots of shake as we go through the gears. Definitely can spin the tires. Hopefully we don't rattle itself to death here through the mud. In fact, my alignment already appears a little off. Let's go ahead and put it into 4-wheel drive and try to get a pull down the highway here. Okay, we're still sliding. Okay, I just remembered something. I don't think we adjusted, or I don't think we did anything with the radiator. I also just remembered we were supposed to hit the airport to head back to West Coast, so we gotta turn back around. Alright, so when we get to West Coast, definitely gotta upgrade the radiator. This suspension system might not be good for this power level. The high-boy independent suspension is great for obviously lifted trucks and being really high in the air, but the durability might suffer. So I have a backup plan. If this doesn't work out, we'll probably switch to the Goliath suspension. But let's just limp this over to West Coast and see how it does as is. Alright, back in West Coast, pulling into our old garage. Looks like we were just here the other day. Let's go ahead and change out that radiator. I think I do want to build up a crawler. I don't know, we spent a lot of money on this truck. Probably at least 6 figures. Let's just throw the radiator in and get to the mud drags and see how we do. Obviously, probably gonna go with the most race radiator I can find. Here we go. We'll do the ultra high performance aftermarket, the best we can get. We're making a ton of power. Let's go ahead and head over to the mud drags and see what kind of times we can do in this thing. Alright, pulling into the mud drags once again with Clifford. Let's we'll do the small drag first. We're not gonna go crazy, we don't want to tear up the truck, but we'll go ahead and just do a quick pass. We're in 4 high, lock diffs, no nitrous. It's gonna be a pretty tame run is the goal. Alright, trans brake is on. Those wheels are shaking a lot. Do not like that. Very tame run, 8 seconds. Still driving mostly straight, a little to the right. Maybe this is the dirt. The nice thing about the high boy suspension is you get a lot of lift while preserving. Oh, I want to flip over here. Hold on. Can't stop. While preserving your alignment. When you do a straight axle lift and you get too high, the steering gets all wonky. You never really drive straight again. So that is the one thing that's kind of nice about this high boy is you have a pretty easy driving experience. I just think though the tie rods or something in it is a little too weak. I can tell I'm kind of crab walking a little bit to the right. We'll go ahead and send it here in the deep muds. Again, just trying to get through it with a full-size truck. As we line up here, it almost stalls out. All right, trans brake is on. First gear start. Here we go. Absolutely eating this up. Trying not to give it too much throttle. With confidence. Okay, 19 seconds. Not bad at all. Sure we can get out of this. Kind of just shows you the power it takes to get through something like that. Gotta put in two-wheel drive to get some better turning radius. Excuse me. Let's go ahead and do that again. But we're gonna send it a little harder this time. Truck is alignment's about the same, so I don't think we hurt it too bad. I did see we had a torque warning off the trans brake, so we might be maxing out this block here. I'm not gonna leave as hard, but I'm gonna stay in it much longer. I'll probably grab third gear and just keep it pinned and see if she'll make it through. We're actually gonna go through neutral. We're gonna be in neutral as we line up here. There we go. Trans brake on. Hold on, we're in two-wheel drive. Oh man. Forgot about that. Let's go ahead and back it up. Don't tip it, don't tip it. Alright, there we go. We're gonna let the race time out here. Yeah, I mean, right when it took off, it's like, man, only the back wheels are going. Two-wheel drive mistake. Alright, here we go. Alignment is not happy. Alright, we're staged. We're in 4 high. We're starting first gear. Here we go. Think about, yep. Oh no, our wheels completely collapsed there. Yeah, man, that highway suspension just is not strong enough. I think we gotta move on to the Goliath suspension. I hate to ruin the steering of the truck, but I mean, that back tire just absolutely rotated on itself. Let's tow this back to the garage. I don't know if I have any more tows left. Oh, I do. Good. Go back to seal brick. And oh, we're I guess we're spawning on the roof. I think the truck's a little too tall. That's all right. We'll just leave it there for now. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Let's go see how much that costs to repair. Oh, it's not even in. Hold on a second. Okay, to repair, it's going to be about 11,000 job without insurance. We're going to use a voucher for sure, though. And I think what we do is... Oh, let me bring it out again. I really love the look. It looks good. Problem with Goliath suspensions is they get so wide. Let's go Goliath and kind of see how that looks. Let me stand here. Let's get a before and after. There's without the Goliath. And let me go put the Goliath on. And here is Clifford on Goliath suspension. I actually am really liking this. I had to take off the anti-roll bars to get it to lift higher. The steering still isn't happy, but it's a good looking truck. The wheels are pretty wide. This is as far in as I could, but they're kind of within the side mirrors. They're pretty close. It's not terrible. This is a mud truck after all, a mega truck if we will, if we can. We're still pushing about 3,300 horsepower if we use the spray. We did tighten the torque converter, and we lowered the boost from first gear. So engine-wise, pretty much the same. Actually dialed it back a little bit in some places. As far as driving straight, that stiffer torque converter is pretty rough. We also have rear steer. Check that out. That's really nice. Super nice in a big truck like this. Sorry. A little weird to drive at speed with it. Yeah, the truck is a little wobbly. It feels really, really loose and noodle-like. Definitely weird, but it. I think it will do. I think it'll do good. I think it'll be more durable. Rear steer in the mud might be helpful. We gotta do the burnout test here, see if the wheel hop is just as bad. Lock through your diffs. I really have to be on the brakes all the way. Oh, and it dies too. Not to be in neutral when we're coming to a full stop, I guess. But let's go ahead and give it a little quick burnout here. All 5 gears. Okay. I did not see what that engine warning was, but it was probably torque related. Let's go ahead and head over to the mud drags and see what we can do. I will say, it's kind of hard to keep this thing straight. There we go. That looks like a pretty big truck. Yeah, maybe four-wheel drive is the play. Not having anti-roll bars is really showing. Oh, no. That's the engine. Unfortunately, flew the engine on the way. Huh. We really didn't go too much harder on it than we did before. Maybe the new... Oh, you know what? We tightened the transmission. That's probably too much for it. And I really can't build it any stronger. It's on a billet block. So I think we'll have to take some power out. So let me get back to the shop and do that. Man, that's a bummer. Alright, back at the mud drags. The engine's a lot happier now. Loosen the converter a bit, turn down the boost. Only making about 2,500 horsepower. Now we can come to a complete stop without worry. I don't think we'll really spin through the converter. Converter isn't much looser than it was before, and we're running almost a full 1,000 horsepower less. So let's go ahead and get this in four-wheel drive, lock up the front diffs, and we're really going to send it here. I think it'll be fine as far as durability. We're on straight axles, but I guess you never really know. Let's go ahead and line up here. All right, trans brake on. Build boost, nice easy 20 pounds, and here we go. Ooh, torque damage. That was a really violent bump there. Okay, 13 seconds, really good. Truck took a lot of damage. Let's try to get out of here. Alright, so we have some alignment issues for sure. The right side is completely slanted in. Not unnecessary camber. But overall, the truck did good. I think it was that violent bump we hit. I say this is... let's just run this thing into the ground, see how much money we can make out of it, because it's already going to be expensive to fix. I think the real play here is to come back with a buggy type, or like not like really a crawler, but just like a tube shell, tube chassis, big tires, something that's really durable, obviously purpose built. Let's do a second gear leave here. Trying to remember where the bumps are. Let off. There's a big one. Alright, 11 seconds. I'll take that. Wheels seem to be intact. Ooh, two-wheel moment. That was unexpected. But yeah, I mean, I think this configuration is a little bit better for the purpose we have here. More durable. I like the way the front end looks. The big steering rack thing is a little weird looking, but I mean, this is the biggest we can get. Let's do another pass on nitrous this time. Make sure we get this purged right. There we go. I don't know if rear steer is really helping us here. It could be actually making things worse, or acting like a servo saver as an RC truck, allowing it to move some. Let's do a second gear launch and see what we do here. All the way in high gear. Oh, blew the engine. Yeah, okay. We got more passes out of this than, well, yeah, than before. Dang, that's a bummer. We had that engine really turned up. Maybe it shouldn't be turned up that high if we're going to have these kind of engine problems. That higher horsepower isn't always better. Let's get this back to the shop, look at the repairs, and see what it's going to cost, and we'll be right back. Wow, okay, repairs without insurance would be 18,000. That's nuts. With insurance, about almost 10 grand. That's an expensive fix. We really didn't make any money on these mud drags. We're not really making money on all of our cars that we're doing here. I think the best thing to do is we got 80 grand. Let's try to flip a crawler real quick. We'll use the voucher on this. We got 80 grand to work with. I think we got one slot left. Let's buy a crawler, do some crawl stuff, modify it a bit, and see if we can make money on it. Because what I want to do one day is start flipping cars a bit more consistently. It's kind of a passive income, but it takes a little bit of work, so it's really not passive. But let's go ahead and see if we can find some good deals. All right, so the first place I always go to is Trusted Auto. How can you not? It's really hard to stay focused because there's always some cool cars in here that you want to do some new stuff with. Like a Claria, that thing looks awesome. Love to do something there. Oh, that's a big D series. Here's a purpose-built crawler, 66 grand. Doesn't leave a ton of money to work with, but I think that's a good deal for what it is. 700 horsepower, that's plenty of horsepower. Let's go ahead and buy that. And go take that rock crawling and see if we can make some money off of it. All right, we got the IPACs here. We're actually at the mud drags. We'll do the shallow run real quick. But just listen to that idle. Oh man, one of the best sounding V8s in the game. This motor, I would love to put it in other cars, or at least the sound of it. But let's go ahead and do a quick mud drag, warm it up the truck. We will lock these diffs up as well. Do a first person run here. Okay, looks like we're staged. We do not have a trans brake. We're just gonna let it eat. Pretty tame. Very nice. 8 seconds there. Can't complain with that. Let's go ahead and do some rock crawling with this thing. I think this actually might be a little bit better built for a what do you call it? A King of the Hammers though. This kind of can do everything. I'll line up here. I think we just floor it up this. I mean, pretty tough truck. Oh yeah, 5 seconds, easy. Let's do another one just to make sure it wasn't luck. Bet we can do better. I mean, this is really more of a race truck, I'd say. All right, here we go, lined up. Tried grabbing second there. A little bit of an improvement. You know, I really want to go do a King of the Hammers race, so let's go head over there. And, yeah. One thing I want to do a little bit more of as well is, maybe doing some, like, responding to comments live while I'm recording. I'm recording this after the last episode came out. And, at the time of recording, there's a few comments here. I'm Horace. Says it would be safe to see a raceless compound type build, kind of similar to the LZ compound, but you throw your own twist on it. That'd be really cool, actually. He's referencing in the last video, I guess there's like a raceless house in Italy. I really like that idea. I wanted to kind of refrain from big changes to the map in Italy, but I really like the idea of a raceless compound. All right, the King of the Hammers here. Let's do a run. Again, we have no trans brake. Let's do a 1 lap here, and we're gonna full send it. Here we go. be flat out over this jump. A little sketchy. Eating this mud. Put on the brakes early. Just try to keep it pinned as long as we can. Know it's a strong truck. Now this section we do gotta be careful. It's really easy to flip over. Just take too much of the side and you're off balance real quick. Alright, big hill here. Not having a lot of low end torque. Get through the parking lot. Ooh, don't hit that sign. Almost hit that sign. Alright, asphalt we're not great at. I'm gonna try to keep momentum. Now we gotta remember this is a 300,000 mile rock crawler Ibex, so I'm definitely feeling that in the transmission. You know, this isn't really feeling like 700 horsepower if we're honest. You know, we never even checked how much this is worth. Hopefully we are already up on it. We paid about 66 grand for it. We flat out through here. Wow, huge time, huge reward. That's fantastic. That makes up for the mud truck, 9 grand. You know, we've tried to balance this a lot. Actually, let me pull over here and just let the timer cancel out. You're balancing these free roam events is a bit of a challenge because you know that 132 is pretty tough in a more purpose built, or if you built the truck up, that was not as purpose built, right? This thing absolutely ate it up. I will say I've done a lot of practice on that track, and that did have the bonus of being our first personal best. But yeah, that was a good run. Now I will say when you wreck one of these trucks, ooh, is it expensive. So let's go ahead, let's do the second King of the Hammers, and then what we'll do is we'll probably post this for sale and see if we can get any buyers out of it. Line up there, and here we go. Cleared that jump very nicely, almost lost balance there, but we're good. I remember not to be flat out through here. We gotta turn right. Very easy to forget. Alright, and then into our other rock crawl section. Oh boy. So gonna put it in low. And pretty bouncy through here. Now we do have to take a left. I always forget that. Making good time through here. Trying not to roll. It's really easy to roll. Whoa, a little two-wheel action. A little water. And a hard right. Heading over to Quarry. Oh, don't want to miss that checkpoint. It's not a good line. Yeah, this transmission is very slushy, not crisp at all, and they normally are. So I kind of know that's kind of the weak point on this truck right now. Looks like we're straight through Quarry. Don't want to fall into the pit there. Slow down through here. Big hairpin. Onto the rubber band ridge. My wife helped me name this one. Looks like a rubber band. This truck does love the jump. I do enjoy that. Now this track is a little bit easier to stay in it on these corners. There's lots of banking. Whoa, Ooh, 2 wheels. All right, saved it. Sometimes you just gotta get out of it. Live the race the rest of the race. All right, and then into one of the final sections. It's a bit slick. Kind of not slick enough for the way this truck is geared. I think we could really tune this to be a lot better. Or at least more for our taste. Out of the box, this thing is amazing, though. Ooh, okay. 4,600 bucks, not bad. I got a 255. Definitely happy about that. Yeah, good truck. Things I would do to improve it, probably bigger tires. Probably lower the tire pressure too, actually. Widen it if I could. It might help with the rolling over aspect. What else? Change out put a new transmission in it for sure. I think that would really liven it up. I wouldn't change many more other parts though. I think the engine's fine. But overall, I like the truck a lot. We'll go over and head to the drag paddock and sell this thing. Or at least list it for sale. Cars and Cat says, has anyone ever told you your voice is amazing? You should do audiobooks or SMT or turn the game volume down a little bit more. I appreciate that. I never thought my voice was that good, especially when I'm sick. But do let me know in the comments how the audio levels are. I think I will turn down the game volume maybe a smidge. But to me, the game audio is really what makes up the game, and that's what gives me the most joy is listening to these trucks. But let me know in the game audio or in the comments how the balancing is. That's always something I'm always worried about and wondering is it good for everyone else? All right, so let's list this thing for sale. My vehicles. Oh wow, so it's worth 87. Wow, we already got a great deal on that. Holy cow. And after all that really rough racing, no repairs needed. Absolutely nothing. The truck is mint. That's a great truck. Let's go ahead and list this for sale. And then while we're here, let's get the D series out. Let's do a drag pass real quick. See what Clifford can do. All right, Clifford's gonna have to spawn out there. No worries. I do want to get another drag car, but you don't really have one in the fleet. Oh, accidentally turned it off. All right, really not expecting much out of this. I mean, it's pretty sloppy the way the suspension is set up. Let me know too, did you like Clifford's last style, or do you like this Goliath suspension better? I have one more idea with it, but I'm not sure. Let's go ahead and get this in 4-wheel drive. There we go. We'll lock up everything. Why not? Manual mode. We have a trans brake, that's right. It's sort of nitrous as well. Try not to blow the motor in the first quarter mile. Oh my goodness. Okay. I think we made it about, what, 100, 200 feet? That really was pretty cool. I thought I could ride it out. It felt good. And then the anti-roll bars, you know, did their thing by not being there. Their absence was made known. And that thing flopped around. Wow. Well, that was short-lived. Let's, I guess, tow this back to the drag paddock. I don't know how many more free tows we have. That's gonna cost some money. A quick way to burn the money we made. Let's see. Yeah, let's how much does cost repair? All right, it's about another 10 grand or so, but man, we are using up these vouchers. We are getting a lot of vouchers though, which is nice. I guess we have some good driving being rewarded or something in that regard. I don't think we have any offers yet. Yeah, nothing yet. We might have to wait till next episode to see what offers we get. I think we're going to end it off here. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. You guys have a great rest of your day or week or whatever time or day it is for you. And thanks for watching. Have a good one.
take you to see. You know it's easy when you ride with a G. Light speed, moving fast through the city, trying to find me some peace. I found